Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are excited because I have brought Garchomp back from the dead, okay? With this new consistency engine, this once high roll deck is now just a deck that actually functions a majority of the time. It is so much fun. Before I throw the deck list up, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I think for 20k subs when we hit it, I'm gonna have to give away some things. Maybe a full art research, maybe a full art Cyrus, a little something for you guys. I feel like you deserve it. The support has been absolutely amazing. Let me throw the list up. A couple peculiar things going on, all right? So we're doing the double copycat engine. I tried May. Nah. I like the double copycat in here way more than adding a May into this list. Because I feel like I just want to see more cards. May's not going to help me find my Skull Fossil, whereas having 4 different draw supporters will help me get my Skull Fossil on the bench ready to go. No Pokeball. I was playing 1 Pokeball at the start, and I realized, like, for most games, I don't really care about finding a second Gibble. I am able to usually set up a Garchomp pretty quickly, and then after that, all I'm looking for is a Rampardos. Like, my game plan is Garchomp in the front, snipe some damage, Rampardos to finish the game off. And you see here, I'm looking at my opponent's board. He's got dang double Nihilgo down, which means my Gibble will get knocked out. It was the most amazing first turn I've ever seen from someone. My Gibble will get knocked out by a Nihilgo attack, so I have Rare Candy Garchomp in hand. I'm just going to retreat into the Gibble, or into the Skull Fossil, so that my, so that I can actually get into Garchomp next turn. The only way I get punished by this is a Sabrina, and my opponent used the research, so no Sabrina for him. Now, some downsides of this deck. Unfortunately, the Fossil cards are item cards, which means that we do have a bit of a Chingling problem. You'll see some Chingling games, and we'll talk through it as it goes on. But honestly, for the most part, not a whole lot of decks are playing Chingling at the moment. There are some Absol variants playing it, but it's not the most popular version. There are some Absol lists playing it. Again, not really the most, Hydreigon. Not really the most popular Hydreigon variant playing it. And then there's Alterias, and like some Alterias run Chinglings, some of them don't. You really want to go first with this deck either way. Like, going first is a huge buff. I'm trying to get my cat to go on the lawn chair next to me instead. Yeah, like you really want to go first anyways and try to get the Skull Fossil down as soon as possible. And you're able to just Rare Candy evolve into Garchomp and use that first attachment on a linear attack, because the Snipe 50 is so crazy. In that turn, I'm going to set 50 damage onto the Darkrai, because I don't really care about knocking out this Mantike. I'll be able to get it whenever I want, and avoiding, you know, a bunch of extra poison damage feels better to me, to just sure up that Garchomp ready, or that Darkrai ready for a knockout at any point. And I'm definitely in trouble here, because that Darkrai can come and knock me out next turn. I use research, I find Cranidos, that's pretty good. And now I'm just sort of looking at it like, how am I going to win this? And I think the way I see that I could win this game is by just going 50 on Nihilego, and then we're going to have to find Rampardos. That's what this is all going to hinge on. This game right here is can I find Rampardos? Now, I don't have Rampardos in hand, but I have not drawn like anything this game. I've played the 1 research. That's it. So I have double Copycat. A Copycat would go nuclear. My opponent has like 8 cards in hand. Now 7. I have another research. I have the double Rampardos. I'm feeling pretty good on my outs to getting into the Rampardos off my top deck. Like, it's not the most likely thing in the world, but it's fairly, you know, I'm not asking for a 10% chance here. And oh my god, he uses a red card on a 2-card hand. No, our players are mic'd up. We will listen in. He's schizophrenic. No. Oh, the schizophrenia red card. No. Our player's in disbelief. Nah, into the double ramp. He's sick. Absolutely unbelievable what we just saw. The schizophrenic red card giving us double Rampardos. You hate to see the opponent go out like that, man. You really do. Spelling their own demise. Red card on a 2-card hand because they got a feeling, and now they're on YouTube.com. Very unfortunate. Man, this deck has been a lot of fun. Like, it is ridiculously consistent. The idea for this just comes from, well, what is the most high roll deck I can remember in recent memory, right? And that is Garchomp Rampardos. when this deck was a thing, it was like, it was just, are you able to rare candy into Garchomp as soon as possible and then also find a Rampardos at some point? And if you could do that, the deck was fantastic. Now with the double copycat, you kind of just can do that like a lot, and it's sort of just enough. So I'm playing the double Rocky Helmet in here, mainly because there are some damage numbers we need fixed up. Like, it does help against Suicun. You snipe a Suicun for 50, and if they play an Irida, you can, it will then be in range again of a Rampardos attack if they have a cape on it. It's just, it has helped in quite a few circumstances. Also, it's really good into the Chingling. If you put that Rocky Helmet on going first, that means that the Chingling takes 20 damage, and then you can just knock it out with a Gibble the next turn. I have liked the double Rocky Helmet. I think there is work to be done on this list. Absolutely. I don't think it's like the Decidueye list I posted where, like, you're all in on consistency, you're all in on heals. I think there is definitely work to be done here. Whether Lily is absolutely necessary, I don't know. Some cards I would love to have in this list are, like, a second Gabite would be really nice for those Chingling decks. A Sabrina would be fantastic. A second Cyrus. There are a lot of cards that I would want in this list, but just don't have. This is a very, very strange game that we have going on here, this Suicun one. My opponent starts Giratina and gets into Greninja. I knew it was going to happen. They had like 5 cards in hand and didn't manage to play any of them down. And I'm looking here, I'm debating, like, who do I evolve into? Like, do I evolve this active into the Gabite? I decide, yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. I know it's gonna get knocked out by this Greninja next turn, but I'm already holding the rare candy, so hopefully I'll be able to find a Garchomp off of this research and just, like, not lose the game from it. And then from there, it's gonna, I mean, this is just a very strange, you know, I don't have a Skull Fossil down. I have to play this very, very weird. My opponent didn't start Suicun, and they haven't been able to get into Suicun, so they're not drawing a lot of cards. I'm kind of just dealing with what's in front of me at the moment. This Greninja going down to 100 HP is good. Like, this 20 damage does help. It will help out in the future for sure. And I top deck the Garchomp, so that's nice. That's nice. That means I don't lose the game on the spot. I'm going to research, and I do find Skull Fossil. And sadly, I have to use this rare candy on this Garchomp, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and linear attack the Greninja, and I'm gonna hold onto this Skull Fossil for right now. I don't really see my hand getting messed with, and I don't want my opponent to put a Greninja ping down on the Skull Fossil and then maybe retreat into a Suicun if he's got it. I don't want that to happen. I would rather just this active Garchomp soaks this extra 20 damage. Because this Greninja is not going to be able to two-shot me. It's not going to be able to two-shot me. And unless I give my opponent the extra damage from the Skull Fossil, the Suicun won't be able to do it either. Because the Greninja will be doing at max 80. And then the Suicun will also be doing at max 80 if my opponent is able to fill their bench off of this and attach to a Suicun. So I'm just trying to play it safe before I know what play I want to go for. My opponent uses the Irida, takes the Greninja up to 90. I'm sort of scared here if my opponent has Giant Cape, because I don't have my second Rocky Helmet down on this Garchomp, but he goes for Inflatable Boat and attaches that to the Greninja, takes a big load of stress off of my shoulders, and retreats into the Giratina. The Giratina now has 140 HP, and yeah, and we have this Greninja to deal with at 1.2. Now, I do top deck the Rocky Helmet, which means to me that this Greninja can no longer, he can't go for a second Irida and go into this Greninja and hit my Garchomp without me return knocking it out. So I feel fine with benching this Skull Fossil now. Now I know that it's not going to get pinged once and then pinged again, not without me discarding the Skull Fossil if I need to. Even if the Suicun's damage gets into a scary range, I can discard the Skull Fossil and take that 20 damage away from him. So I feel fine putting it down this turn. No issue there. My opponent's going to go ahead and snipe the 20 onto the active Garchomp and use his second Irida. Very, very important, because now I know whatever I'm doing with my damage, it's going to stick. My opponent has no ways to get rid of this damage, and I'm debating here where should this 50 go. I can either use use Dragon Claw and knock out this Giratina, but it's not attacking this turn. I don't really feel the need to knock it out yet. I think the more pressing threats are like the Suicun and the Greninja on the bench. Because if I knock out Giratina, I guess one play I could have gone for here, which I don't do, is I could have discarded Skull Fossil and knocked out the Giratina, and then my opponent would need 2 bench Pokemon in order to get the damage like in a scary place. I'm not sure what the damage number is off the top of my head that he would need to 2-shot the Garchomp, but I would force quite a bit out of him if I just took the knockout on the Giratina this turn. He's going to snipe the Garchomp again, just ignoring the Skull Fossil. Honestly, as he should. He just needs 2 points, and this is the way to do it. He's going to attach the Giant Cape to Suicun. This is all looking very, very scary for me at this moment, because if either of these Pokemon attack, I'm going to need my Lily to survive another turn. But he's just going to Broken Space Bellow. So, in my mind, I've been saved a turn. And I'm looking at my hand, man. I have double Rampardos and a Garchomp. I have some more, like, I have some better cards in my deck that I want. I want my Cyrus. I want my Lily. So, I'm just going to go ahead and play it. I do find Cyrus and my second rare candy. So, that's okay. Nothing I got to play this turn, which definitely feels bad. But now it's time to just Dragon Claw this Giratina, get it out of here. It's ready to swing for 130. We can't do that. Unfortunately, like I said, I had no cards to play, so I'm expecting to lose my hand here without a doubt. But now this Suicun becomes active. Both this Suicun and this Greninja, they can't attack into me without just losing themselves the game. Now, my opponent does get to go 20 on Garchomp and build up that other Suicun. And at this point, I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, if I find Lily, I won't discard my Skull Fossil, but if I do find Lily, I can let the Skull Fossil hang out, but I can take away that extra 20 damage from him. And I end up getting the Lily off of the Mars. So I'm still debating, like, is there a reason why I would get rid of the Skull Fossil here? Is there really, like, do I not just win the game at this moment by going Dragon Claw and then linear attack on the Suicun? I'm trying to think. I don't really see a way my opponent heals 50 off of this Suicun or 40 off of this Suicun. So I'm just going to go Dragon Claw, evolve into the Cranidos so I have him as, like, moral support. He's not going to get, like, Cyrus stalled or anything. I can attach to him next turn. He's not going to lose me the game. Really don't have to worry about much. And this Garchomp is just going to stick in the active. My opponent pings with Greninja. He switches into the Suicun. I'm still waiting for a way to see 40 damage healed off the Suicun because my opponent is playing the game. But he just goes for Crystal Waltz. And, you know, this is very classic behavior on the ladder. Your opponent will play out their entire turn. And then right before you pull out the sniper rifle, red dot on Suicun's dome and put the dog down, they concede. It's like, why? Why make me go through all that? Oh, by the way, you guys like, Merry Christmas. Don't tell me it's too early for Christmas, bro. Do not tell me it's too early for Christmas. Also, because I forgot to mention, we got Glitch X City. Oh, no. There we go. We got Glitch X City on the tracks today. All right. I was watching some old, like, 2013 YouTube, and it got me in the mood for this kind of stuff, bro. This used to be my jams, all of this. This is what everyone used back in old school YouTube, old school Pokemon YouTube, bro. Glitch X City, the GOAT, the actual GOAT. And now you see, I have a very interesting decision here. Copycat or research? I know I'm giving up a fantastic hand here, but I'm looking at a Chingling, and my thought is, I don't know what's mathematically correct here. I don't. My thought is, I really want both a Rocky Helmet and a Skull Fossil this turn. Research getting me both of those, just one of those, pretty unlikely. All I know is that this next turn, I want to leave this turn with one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rip the Copycat, lose double research in an effort to find Skull Fossil or Rocky Helmet or another Gibble, like something. Because yes, I had rare candy Rampardos in hand, I think, but what is that? That doesn't do anything for me when I'm looking at a Chingling, man. It just doesn't. And I end up finding Gabite and Garchomp off of it as well. So I think the hand worked out pretty well for me. I'm looking at a Nihilego, and I'm not too worried about that. There's no way for my opponent to get a knockout on my Gabite from here. But that's the Chingling thing I was talking about, where that is a very, very specific circumstance, but it worked out for me. I don't know which one is mathematically more likely to see you any one card. researching for 2 or just shuffling back in and getting 4 new cards. I don't know. It worked out in that circumstance. It could have been the totally wrong play. I'm open to that. You know, it is what it is. But that's the play I went for. That's the play I made. And another schizo red card. How does he know I have double Garchomp? Was I live? Is there someone in my window with a camera? How do these people know? How do they know? Well, I guess the other guy didn't know, but this guy knew. How? And I don't find Garchomp. And I'm like, and now I'm in the same circumstance where, well, do I go copycat or do I go research here? And ultimately, what I'm going to decide on is, well, the Gabite will get the knockout on the Nihilgo. I have Rare Candy in hand already. I think I'm fine just going for research because finding either of my evolution pieces feels pretty good off of research if I'm able to do it. If I'm able to find either Rampardos or Garchomp off of the research, it feels okay. If Gabite goes down, Gabite goes down. I now know that this is obviously a Crobat EX deck. And I find Cranidos in the second rare candy, so we don't get to evolve into Rampardos. And this attachment, I blinked out for a second. I'm like, well, what if he doesn't attack next turn, and then I have, or maybe he goes like Sabrina on my Cranidos, whatever. Then I might get to keep this extra energy on the Gabite, and that'll help. But ultimately, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Sabrina's the only thing that would if he really wanted this Cranidos gone. But otherwise, even if my opponent somehow doesn't attack this turn, the Gabite goes down to poison damage on its own. But my opponent is going to rare candy into Crobat. And I'm like, I got no draw. I do have draw because he used Copycat. Oh, I love the Copycat Wars, my man. I love it. My opponent just refreshes his beautiful hand for me. Refreshes his beautiful hand. Gets 4 fresh ones. Plays down to Mega Absol. And Venomous Slashes. So I know, okay, well, if I don't have Rampardos, I got a Copycat for 3 at least. I just did 20 damage to the Crobat. I literally just need a Rampardos and I win. Otherwise, I am going to have to pass the turn and hope my opponent doesn't find Nihilego and I get 1 more turn out of it. But now with Gibble, that is a card thin from my deck and a potential other attacking option. Skull Fossil, Rare Candy, Rampardos. I got the full Rampardos package off the Copycat, which means Rampardos is going to drive his head into Crobat. I think Rampardos would actually like smush Crobat. Rampardos' head has to be the same size as Crobat's body, I would think. If Pokemon made sense, I think that's how it would go down. So I just absolutely annihilated the Crobat, but my opponent denied me the pleasure. He's like, I don't know, squeamish or something, doesn't want to see his friend explode live on camera. Whatever, bro. Whatever, man. I let my Pokemon die out here. Have some honor. Have some honor. I'm just kidding. I concede so fast as soon as my opponent has game. I don't ever let my opponent see a victory screen, a well-earned victory screen. My time's too precious. My time's too precious. I need those 10 seconds. I need those 10 seconds, man. What else to say about the deck, dude? It's just been performing like really well. It has felt so consistent. So consistent. I do bench Gibble here. I didn't bench a Gibble in another game, but I will say through all of my play, I have yet to be punished by benching the second Gibble. I've been playing this deck quite a lot. I've been playing it like all day today and all day yesterday. I've been playing quite a lot of Garchomp. I have yet to be punished by the Gibble. Now, this is interesting, right? It's an Absol Hydreigon. With this Absol, I felt fine putting the Skull Fossil down because I'm thinking, well, if my opponent drops 30 damage on my Skull Fossil, I'm just going to discard it, and that'll be okay. And I'm looking here. And, you know, when you're playing this game, first off, get rid of the Skull Fossil. I don't want to give my opponent a free point. There's no point. We could just get rid of the Skull Fossil. He's not going to turn in anything. And giving my opponent the free point, it's actually pointless. So let's get rid of that. And now I'm just debating, like, well, if my opponent goes off here, I don't really want to use the Gabite, lose the Gabite, because I don't have a rare candy in hand. So I'm just going to evolve the bench one, tackle with the active Gibble, and next turn we can evolve into Garchomp and either retreat the Gibble or just accept that Gibble went down. And I see my opponent attached to the Mega Absol, so I know I'm probably safe for another turn. I don't have a Hydreigon to worry about, which is nice. And he's just going to leap over. And now I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, well, this Mega Absol is probably going to come attack. I should just use this Lily now, get the value out of it, because my opponent's either going to discard the Lily from my hand. If I attack with this Absol, or this Garchomp, and he brings in Mega Absol and attacks my Garchomp, he's going to get rid of the Lily for sure. So let's just use it, get the guaranteed 30 heal out of it. And let's just start sniping the Mega Absol, man. Let's just start sniping it. I've got Cyrus in hand. If that Mega Absol comes active this turn, I will lose Cyrus, which won't be great, but I feel like I might be able to just snipe that thing till the end of time and win the game that way. He's going to play Sabrina on my Gibble, which does feel bad. Even that, I'm like, whatever, man. I should be able to get the damage in, but he just goes for another leap over with Absol. And I draw Rare Candy. So now, at this point, I don't see how I'm going to lose this game. I have double Garchomp set up, and there's a Mega Absol worth 3 points on my opponent's side of the field. The reason why I've been going for the sniping is because I'm looking at my opponent's board. Am I really going to win the game by getting through this basic Absol and double Hydreigon? No. No, that's so much HP. That's 60 HP, effectively 120, effectively 120. That's, I just like said the numbers out loud, but didn't actually count them. That'd be 180. That's effectively 300 HP I have to get through instead of 170 on this Mega Absol. So let's just go for the Mega Absol and do it that way. My opponent switches into the Cyrus is my Garchomp EX and uses Darkness Claw. And now I lose my Cyrus, but I mean, I just don't think this deck could possibly have the healing to make this work for him. I'm going to attach to that Garchomp. I'm going to go linear attack on this Absol again. Even, like, if this Garchomp gets knocked out, I'm still guaranteed 2 more linear attacks with my bench Garchomp, because there's no way that the Hydreigon deck is reaching 170. There you go. There you go. I didn't need it. I did not need it. We would have just sniped that Mega Absol into oblivion. All right, well, hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I feel like there's so much more I could say. I honestly feel like I could record for like an hour on Garchomp, but that is the end of our footage. Let me know what you guys think, man. It's a lot of fun. I don't think it's going to be another Decidueye Tilly meta manipulation deck. I don't think it's that good. But it is a ton of fun. I promise you. It is a really, really good time and way more consistent than it's ever been. Guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe on your way out. 20K subs. We'll do a bit of a giveaway here on the channel to all the loyal tillers. I don't know what to call you guys. All right. Peace out. See you on the next one.